Welcome to the Cincy Postcast. I'm Kevin Wallace, and before we get started with today's episode, I want to tell you about our great friends over at Streetside Brewery, because my goodness, if you don't know about Streetside Brewery, you've got bigger problems in your life, okay? Because you're missing out on one of the best breweries in the entire city. There is so much going on. Like, did you know on April 4th, it is Speak of the Devil VIP open house tasting. And on April 11th is Speak of the Devil Day. Very, very good beer coming out, okay? You've got to go check out Streetside. They are located in the east side of Cincinnati, Columbia, Tusculum area. And if you can't get out there, you're missing out for sure. But they do sell around town. So go check out some of the awesome artwork on their cans. And we always want to give a massive, massive thank you to Streetside for being the sponsors of this episode. So many episodes. They've been with us for such a long time. We couldn't do this show without them. So thank you, listener, for checking them out. And thank you, Streetside, for sponsoring this episode. And on today's episode, oh boy. There is so much FC Cincinnati news to get to. What are we not talking about? Okay, International Duty Roundup is coming up, and we've got all that for you. Okay, we've got the Blood Feud returns. Matt Miazga's return to the New York Red Bulls in New Jersey for the first time since the infamous pizza party. Okay, something to think about. And we take you back into the film room. We went back to back with the new old Super Mario Brothers movie. We figure it out. Okay, you'll figure out which one we're talking about. But we get there. We did the first 90s Super Mario movie like 300 episodes ago. So it was episode 37 if you want to go back and see or listen to that one. Otherwise, put it all together. You got yourselves one heck of an off-season Cincy Postcast. Joining me to talk about all of that and more, I am joined by three gentlemen, believe it or not, to talk about, God, all this news in FC Cincinnati world. We just couldn't have it all to ourselves. We had to bring in some expertise on this podcast. Joined by the Chief, joined by Grayson, of course, but we are also joined by the Post's Damon Gumbert. Damon, how has the offseason been treating you?
Yeah,
that's about right. That's about the reaction that you get when it's been 2 weeks. There's been no real news to speak of. The team seems like it has gone away, and unless you're really into delivering hot takes about the men's national team, there's just not a lot going on right now.
Yeah, damn, the national team really is it, and for our purposes, FC Cincinnati's two U.S. men's national team call-ups, no shows for injury related reasons. Roman doesn't even make it to camp. Miles makes it to camp, picks up an injury on like day one, and that's it for him.
Or he was injured ahead of the camp, because remember, it's been so long ago, we forget Evan got the last start for the FC.
He's talking about Roman. He's talking about
Roman, yes. I think Miles got injured like on day 1 or 2 of being in the camp.
Yeah.
So
their stock improved by not playing in any of these games. So well done on their part.
I'll take that. I
was most disappointed though by the lack of Pavel Buka in any of these games over in Europe. Happy that where do we settle on this? Chechnya or Czechia?
I'm going with
Czech Republic. It would be Czechia, but I still think we should say Czech Republic.
Czech Republic. All right. So happy Czech Republic qualified for the World Cup. Bummed that they called Pavel up and got him all excited to, I don't know, not feature in any of the line. I was like, why'd they bring him over? I mean, I guess it's cool, but I mean, it seems like a real tease to say, like, yeah, we're calling you up for your national team. And oh, by the way, you're not playing in any of these games, or not even dressing for any of these games.
Well, I mean, he hasn't played with any of these guys recently, right? Like, he hasn't played with any of the other national team games or whatever. So you could imagine a scenario where the coach is like, I'm rolling with the lineups that got us this far. Yeah. I feel like they wouldn't call him in if he wasn't at least being considered for like one of the last couple of spots, right?
I would think. I mean, that would be the logical assumption, but I don't know. Like, I guess what are the World Cup rosters?
Unless he just hates
Pavel. 20? Which seems really weird.
Pavel.
They flew him all the way over
just to berate him.
They called him up just to tell him, like, you will never have your dreams. I want you to hear it from me directly. You are never making this team, son. Also, you're not allowed we didn't buy you a ticket. Go home.
That'd be nice. Yeah, you're saying actually in the hotel across the street.
Right.
I think it's a good point about the roster sizes. I want to say the World Cup rosters or match
like 26, 25, something like that, I think. Players.
Yeah. What? It used to be 20 and now they've added 21. Like, they've added one since the addition of 5 subs.
Right. So there's every bit that
benches are deeper though, but yeah.
But yeah,
26 player squad.
Yeah. So 26 player squad, which means that at any given time, 8 players are on your World Cup roster who aren't dressing for any given game.
Yeah, that tracks.
And so yeah, I mean, maybe there's a chance. I think there's probably a pretty good chance if he got called in for, to at least be a training body for everything that was going on. I didn't see how big the size was of their call up. I was just hoping for I thought it would have been really neat for him to, even if he didn't get in, like, put on one of those, the training pennies and go jog around the cones on the sideline. I thought that would have been a really cool moment.
Oh, yeah. It would have been great. And also, Chief, you mentioned on the last podcast, potentially driving to going to see him play. We will see where he ends up roster-wise, but circle the calendar, folks. June 18th, a noon kickoff at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta against South Africa. Chief, Mamelodi
Sundowns versus I mean, one of those house divided flags, or maybe a half and half jersey or something like that.
That'd be pretty funny. I'd spring for that. We could make that happen.
But it's a Czech Republic Mamelodi
Sundowns. Yes, it's the club team, obviously. I'm here very specifically for just one aspect of South African football culture here.
I assume they will have a player called up, but I do not know that for sure.
I'm betting that's probably the case.
It feels right.
So we'd be remiss if we didn't mention that Pavel does seem to have gotten to enjoy himself a little bit with some former teammates. A picture did surface of him out at the bar with a proper mug and what appeared by color to be, one of a couple of acceptable beers. It looks like to be maybe like a Chernay, which is good. Well, the thing I was most interested in was the level of foam. And I went to my foam expert, and the pour that Pavel seemed to have is called a Hladinka, which is like a little lighter. It has
a name.
A little lighter on the foam. There are 3 major foams that they do in the Czech Republic. There's and I apologize for the pronunciations. There's Mliko, I think it's Schneet, and Hladinka. Hladinka is the least amount of foam, but you still have that nice kind of foam crest up there. Mliko means milk, and that's when it's very, very heavy foam. And Schneet is half and half.
The next time you talk to your foam expert, ask your wife if there's a beer that I should be buying at the party source when I go there to get the optimal experience.
Fair enough.
Damon, the head on your beer, how do you prefer it?
Non-existent.
Oh, okay. So
tough take.
Wait, which one is that one, Grayson?
I don't think that's an option.
Well,
yeah,
no, but
that's
very
wrong.
little. We're talking. Okay.
Oh, well, Hladinka still is like kind of a little, like it's definitely like a level of foam, like you see.
I think if you order it the way Damon does, I think that's like you're asking for a fight in the bar at that point. Someone has to fight to defend the honor of the bartender.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I appreciate Pavel having a good time. It's an exciting time. Pavel, it's weird. Pavel strikes me as the kind of guy that's like 2 beers and he's gone. I don't know what about him gives off that vibe, but strong man. I don't get this guy could drink you under the table vibe from Pavel, which is shocking because that's like sort of if we're playing stereotypical Eastern European games, you would think, oh yeah, no, they don't all know how to drink. I don't get that from Pavel.
The thing you have to remember about the Czech beer is it typically rolls in at like a 4.8.
Okay, that's manageable.
So it's a little on the lighter side.
Yeah,
interesting. So it's like because I'm imagining like an Andre the Giant situation where he measures it in barrels, or 100 beers on the pre-flight drink list with Hulk Hogan.
When Pavel travels internationally, he buys 2 tickets, one for himself and one for the empties.
It's a long flight too.
It's a long flight. Yeah, no, it's
a lot of 4.8s to be downing.
He hands the flight attendant a couple of Starbucks gift cards, and it's like, just keep them coming the entire flight. This glass never gets when it gets to this level, that's your sign to bring another one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh man,
he never puts the coaster on top.
Never gets to that point.
I was wondering if we're going to bring up Kolsch service. It's a good news that this is literally the only story related to FC Cincinnati players going internationally involving alcohol that we have to talk about.
This window.
What's this? Oh no, there was another one.
You're right. No, you said that right the first time. This is the only story, because the other one is an absolute non-story. Oh, wow, look at that. Player on international duty decides to get together with all of his athlete friends and have a few drinks. I am shocked to find out this is happening. Please, for the love of God, never ask what happens in the Olympic Village.
Look, okay, I appreciate Chief taking, the cool parent stance here, but I will firmly say that the Post does not approve of teenage drinking, okay? You wait until you're 21, we follow the law in this house, and... Look, I'm seeing here as a grown-ass man. I'm sorry.
It was, look, his teammates, like many people on Dateline before, brought some drinks around teenage, and all of a sudden somebody was asked to take a seat. All right. It's okay. It happens. It was not the first time this has ever happened.
I'll tell you this. I'm taking not a different tack, because I do think, and I understand rules are rules or whatever. So if it was against the rules and then you put it on social media, you kind of give them no choice but to enforce it. Not something that I personally care about in regards to Mr. Hadebe there. But I'll tell you what, it does show you why he is so popular in the FC Cincinnati locker room, because there's like 5 other guys in that hotel room with him. I don't hear about anybody else getting suspended. You know what that means? That means TJ said, it's my liquor. I'm the only one that had any.
Right.
I'm the only one who drank. Right? I'm the only one who inhaled it.
I'm the only one who drank.
Yeah. That's my beer. That's none of these other guys were drinking. It was just me. That's stand up right there.
That's stand up.
I'm imagining the scene from The Office where Michael goes to the liquor store and gets the case of vodka, and teenage goes, is this enough to get one man drunk?
That's funny, because there's another Steve Carell thing I was thinking about, which is a 40-year-old virgin. When his coworker's like girlfriend comes in with like all of these like searches and texts and stuff, and he's like, so you wrote she's a hoe for show? He's, yeah, she was a hoe for show.
For show. Well, what we can conclusively say is that no matter what your thoughts on this situation are, it is without a doubt light years away from being the worst piece of social media content produced by an FC Cincinnati player while on break in the continent of Africa.
God rest his soul, but Aaron Bupenza could
I
put up a headline,
I saw a little too much of Aaron Bupenza's soul in that video. I don't.
Do you remember when that was, I think, one of the most, it wasn't a lot of people, but it was like kind of maybe the most ashamed I've ever been of like other people in the FC Cincinnati verse, where there seemed to be like a lot of people who were invested in what he did being like illegal under Gabonese law, and
he
needs to like go to
and he will be facing the death penalty or whatever.
And it was all based on like a Google Translate of a Gabonese law that even the translate, if you take it at face value, didn't clearly to me seem to indicate he really did anything wrong. But whatever, people get excited about stuff, so I get it.
Yeah, and also like the blaming him when, keep in mind, like this was a 6-month-long saga.
Wasn't it like ransomed?
Yeah, somebody stole his phone. Yeah.
In like November the prior year, and was being blackmailed the entire time.
As we've learned in the last couple of days, this could happen to anybody.
Literally anyone.
If the head of the FBI is not safe,
the head of the FBI, the husband
the former
of
director of
Homeland Security.
Yeah. I was going to say what you want about old Aaron and his proclivities. Aaron was on natural in that video. There was no embarrassing wardrobe choices.
Oh man, it's funny because of who it happens to, and I don't mean that in strictly a political sense, although I'm happy to indulge a little bit. It's the who and what these people have professed to care about, and then this happens. It's always very funny. This is very
like cybersecurity.
Yes, of course. But her emails and private servers. I mean, there's a lot of angles here that we can go down.
My man just loves some Tigolds, you know. You can't.
He loves them so much.
Look, some people claim to be about that life. He wanted to be about that life.
Damon, thoughts?
I came here to talk about a movie. I don't give a shit about any of this, even soccer.
Rest in peace, Aaron.
Damn, man. Not to bring the mood down. Did we ever get the result of the investigation as to what happened the night Aaron Bupenza left us? I got
the vibe that the response was some questions are better left unanswered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the sense I get as well. I don't know how much the Chinese authority were looking to
find an answer here.
Yeah. Damn. So there you go. Anyway.
We're going back to the moon. That's cool.
Watched the rocket launch with my kids. That was cool. So I lost track of this. So Chief, maybe you can help me, because I assume you watched the entire thing from like noon until launch today. There was a moment when we were about an hour out from the expected.
I feel insulted, but also like, yes. So continue.
Okay, thank you. But you know how to play a bass riff? Okay, continue.
Yeah.
There was a moment when we were about an hour from launch where I was like, all right, we got some time. And then I looked back over and it was suddenly an hour and a half. And I was like, oh my God, it's going to take forever. So I turned it off. And then I saw like a tweet go out of like, wow, this thing's happening in 20 minutes. Turn it back on. We're going in 20 minutes. Like, what happened to the timeline there where we were all over the place there for a moment?
The one thing you learn watching rockets is that the countdown, they have a general launch window, and the countdown itself is kind of a suggestion until you get really close to the launch window. And there's various holds. And the other thing you learn too is that the countdown is mostly for mission control. And so if they need to go back and do something, they'll push the countdown back to let them do whatever point in the timeline they need to go back to. And then if they're like, oh, psych, turns out that wasn't a problem, we'll go back to where the countdown is supposed to be for the opening of the launch window. So yeah. And then they'll do holds at various points when they're like, we're not sure about something. We're going to hold right here. So they held at 10 for this one. Just we're all just waiting for the thing just to go fast and go high. And everything that happens before that is just sort of anticipation. And then kind of like, if you're of a certain age, a little bit of low key dread, like, I don't want to watch I don't want to be watching if that happens. And that's always like, whenever you watch these, especially when they're crude launches, you're like, ugh.
It
was pretty cool though.
Crossed my mind of like,
yeah,
I got the kids on the couch. Let's watch this. And I was like, what if this goes sideways? I don't want to.
Well, I mean, if you're of a certain age, there's a lot of people that did watch that happen live when they tried to send a school teacher up to space and it went a little pear-shaped.
But cool. So this one, they're going around the moon.
Free return trajectory on this one. Yeah.
And then is the next one supposed to land on it? What's the timeline?
Next one. It's funny that, we used to know how to do this. We can't do this anymore. That meme. We're just sort of running it back of the shit we were doing back in the 60s again to sort of relearn all this or figure all this out. So the closest mission approximation to this one would be Apollo 8, where you're going free return trajectory, orbit the dark side, not even orbit, circle around the dark side, come back. Next one, there'll be a lunar orbit maneuver, I assume. I'm pretty sure there'll be a lunar orbit maneuver, and they'll orbit the moon for a minute or two. And then I guess it would be Artemis 4. They're saying that one's going to land on the moon. But like, I wish they were moving faster with this shit.
Yeah.
But like, they also don't have the thing built that's going to land on the moon yet. That's kind of like there'll be another rocket launch here in about like a week or two that SpaceX is doing. And if you want to see people land on the moon in the next like 3 to 4 years, you're really going to want that one to go well, because that's going to be the thing that actually lands on the moon, is who's building that one. So keep your fingers crossed on that.
Yeah, I figured SpaceX factored in here somewhere. So I wasn't sure if this was, are they racing? Is NASA subcontracting?
Well, NASA's subcontracting, but like NASA and SpaceX are basic, like, it's going to piss off anyone that's like a space nerd. They're basically the same thing at this point. Like they rely on NASA for funding. They swap employees constantly. They use real NASA astronauts when they go up. If you remove a certain crazy person as CEO, it's basically a government entity at this point.
Yeah, that tracks.
And he doesn't really run the thing anymore. Gene Shotwell runs everything, or Gwen Shotwell runs everything.
And then very related question. Has anybody watched the newest episode of For All Mankind?
I have yet to start the series. I got to actually, it's the next one on the next one for the wife and I. We're pledging to do that.
Season, I think, came out Friday, or maybe it was Monday. The episodes are going to drop on Fridays going from here on out. But my favorite part, and even if you don't watch the TV show, my favorite part is they have all this like supplemental material for their alternate history timeline, and that they make available on Apple TV. And if you're watching MLS games, I assume you have a subscription. You can go watch. They've got like 12 like 5-minute episodes. There's some really good moments in there. Two fun ones to call out. Hurricane Katrina is a tropical storm, baby. They solved climate change in this future because of helium-3, of course. And then the other one is Jay-Z and John Lennon have a hit song at some point in the 2000s, because famously in this show's timeline, John Lennon only got grazed by the assassin's bullet, still alive. So there you go. Very funny. Very funny.
This is sad.
That would have.
That's a better. It just sounds like way more. This sounds way more fun.
Wasn't Jerry Springer president or something in the timeline of the show?
He ran for president on the Democratic ticket, lost the nomination, but had a very long career as like a stalwart senator. It's sort of the story on him. Basically, the prostitution scandal never happens in this universe.
How do you run for president? He wasn't born in the United States. He was born in England.
That's true. That's really? True.
Yeah. Yeah, he was born in England. Came over when he was like 2 or 3.
Careful, Chief. Did he have American citizen parents?
No, he did not.
No,
he did not.
No, he did not.
They were like fleeing the Holocaust, and they were in London, and he was in London during the
Blitz.
The battle. Yeah, the Blitz. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, he came over when he was he came over when he was really little and he came over when he was like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And then lived in New York for a number of years. He was a huge Yankees fan.
I did not know.
I don't think he came to Cincinnati until like after law school.
Yeah, no, it was late in his career.
Huh.
Yeah. But I mean, also, like, you know, it hasn't really stopped people in the past. But, you know, George Romney wasn't born in America either, and that didn't stop him from trying to run for president on the Democratic side back in the day.
And who was it? Barack Obama.
Yeah, Barack Obama. Yeah.
I was gonna make a Ted Cruz joke.
Well, Ted Cruz also was not born in the U.S. Right?
Canada.
Yeah, but like I think with the way people interpret it is if you have like citizenship at the time of your birth, that's good enough.
Birthright citizenship.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. It's hot in the streets today.
Yeah.
I saw this very funny thing. It was like a New York Times like synopsis. They're talking about, I think it was the ACLU lawyer who was arguing or you know, it was whatever with the Supreme Court. And they described her as a natural born citizen. I thought, I am too. The vast majority of us are natural born citizens. Like, if
I hear the phrase "natural born," I'm upset when the last word isn't killers.
So I'm working on a Supreme Court case on the natural born presidential eligibility stuff because I think people have been misreading natural born for forever. Because if you look
C-sections.
at like contemporary texts, right? You look at Macbeth, no woman born of man. Right. But if you were untimely ripped, you can't be president.
Yeah.
I'm going to need to see some hospital records from mom there. You know, if you weren't coming down the chute, you're not fit to lead this great nation.
That's true.
I also need
also it raises questions about like modern medicine and like what kind of.
So hold on. By that logic, if Jesus was born in America, would he be ineligible to be president?
Absolutely not. Not natural born. That is
a natural born, not natural conceived.
Not naturally conceived, but is a natural conception required for natural birth?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I feel like we're missing a couple of details.
We got to figure out what we got to we have to figure out what Jeremy Bentham wrote about that.
I need a crank lawyer from year 30 to have a thought.
It's funny we're having this conversation right now as like the hot conspiracy theory in the streets is that Matt Gaetz tweeted out that he was briefed on the details of an alien human hybrid breeding project when he was in Congress.
That was his 23andMe.
Is this all a long con to stop the aliens from becoming president?
I'm hesitant to say that.
We're focused on the wrong aliens, man.
I'm just saying, I want to reject the term illegal alien, but I am willing to apply it to from outer space.
Did Matt Gaetz tweet this today?
I don't think he tweeted it. It was an interview. I just saw the tweet today.
Okay.
It was here.
It is April. It was April 1st.
No, it wasn't. No, it was from yesterday. The interview dropped yesterday, but it said here.
Podcast releases on April 2nd.
Yeah, it was. This was from March 31st, 2026. Breaking: former Congressman Matt Gaetz reveals he was once briefed on an alien quote breeding programs where captured aliens were breeding with humans to create a hybrid race.
How's it going?
If the aliens were captured, it sounds like the humans were breeding with the aliens.
It's a good point. The phrasing does matter.
Consensual?
Yeah, absolutely.
Not on the alien part.
Right. I mean, the aliens might be the happiest group of people to be here then in that case.
Who volunteers for this? Is it just like we need our nation's greatest heroes like Bonnie Blue?
Didn't the oh no, that was like
it's like
mentor died with the pickleball
it's like
thing.
some pilot episode of Stargate where there's a bunch of people in a very heroic shot in like spacesuits looking to save the planet, and it's all a bunch of women. They just like ushered into a hotel room.
You see some weird posts
Save the world.
Some of them may lead to some government facilities somewhere.
Yeah.
It all takes place in a casino hotel in Tahoe.
Right. You wonder
Denver Airport.
I was about to say you wonder what goes on at a casino like Circus. Well, now you know. It's like, who would ever stay here? This is where the breeding program's going on, buddy.
All right, let's be more respectful of Damon's time. He came here to talk about movies.
Actually, before we do that, I'm going to very quickly snap us over to part 2, where we are going to quickly preview the New York Red Bulls game, and then we will get to movie time. Okay, just to make sure we check it off the list. And we said we did it. Let's go over to part 2. Let's preview the game. Let's spend a good, I'm thinking 45 seconds on it, and then we can move on to the film room. So let's do that. All right, we are back, and so is the team, apparently. My God. Little did I know. The blood feud comes back to us this weekend. FC Cincinnati on the road to the illustrious Sports Illustrated AI Stadium. And they will take on Michael Bradley's babies, who sit exactly one spot above us on the table, the Eastern Conference. Game is on 7:30. No, on April 4th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. In case you were wondering, is Miles Robinson going to be healthy for this game? Doesn't matter. Red card suspension, baby. Least we forget.
Galaxy brain.
You might have thought, maybe it's a chance to mix things up. Maybe there's a scenario where we might see Dado out there as well. No. Got the red card extension, the super surplus added extended warranty red card, and he is out this game as well. So there's our 2 best players out. So I don't even know who's going to suit up for this one.
Do you remember Kevin? Do you remember Kevin when we were talking earlier in the year? Like, wow, what a great story, the New York Red Bulls. We mentioned on the World's Gam that it was potentially the first time in the history of Red Bull energy drink soccer in New York, or even going back to the old days of the New York, New Jersey Metro Stars, that this team was going to start 3-0. Big news, right? Remember that? Michael Bradley, baby Bulls, all that good stuff.
We were looking at potential interview options should they have won. It was going to be a fun little story.
Would it surprise you then to learn that their results over since that start, losing 3-0 to Club de Foot Montreal, a 1-1 draw with Toronto, and then lost 6-1 against Charlotte FC.
Hey, only the good teams lose 6-1. That's
exactly right.
That's a great sign.
Yeah. So we may have met our match in this game.
Damn.
Quite literally our match, doing the things that we also do on a regular basis.
They do have one point more than us, so congrats to them. They do have a worse goal differential, so figure that out.
Yeah.
Damon, what are your thoughts, or what are you looking for FCC going into this game? I apologize for making you talk about soccer here for a moment, but
yeah, it's okay. I'll deal with it.
Thanks.
I just kind of had a thought as we started talking about this, and I'm trying to do like a quick search. Is this going to be Matt Miazga's first game back in New Jersey since the red card and suspension?
Surely not.
Or I guess the double yellow.
The unjust, awful suspension.
Yeah, the Pizzagate or whatever the fuck we're calling it.
Did he play February 22nd?
Hold on here. Let's find out.
No.
He did not.
And
because I think he was injured for the last two.
Yeah, he wasn't even in the on the bench for that game.
Did he
looking at it right here?
2024 game? No.
He played on April 6, 2024.
Oh, but that was at home.
That was at home. You're right.
Back in New Jersey. Yeah.
I just misread Transfer Market for a second. That's my bad. New Jersey
Red Bulls.
Yeah. Wow.
Damn.
He's got to give the hard hands to the fans again to show them that he truly meant it the last time.
Mm-hmm.
Has to.
Yeah.
If he doesn't give heart hands, Noonan out.
Yeah. If you get an opportunity to take a PK against the Red Bulls, the answer is obviously the answer is obviously not Matt, but it should be Matt.
Definitely not Matt.
The answer is never to let your center back take a PK. We have learned this the hard way many times. But maybe maybe what they should do is you let Kevin or Evander take it, and then he is the designated celebrator. Like Kevin just takes a step back and they send Miazga to go give the hard hands and be the person celebrating the PK goal.
Now, what if you give up a PK? Do you let Matt play goal?
Honestly, I think it's probably a 50-50 shot compared to what he does better.
I think Matt then gets, at a minimum, the blank check to tear up the spot, to get in the guy's face, to ask the referee a lot of clarifying questions.
Yeah. What is the funniest possible way Matt Miazga could get a red card and get suspended in this game?
Pizza. It's something involving pizza. He's brought pizza onto the field to start the game.
Pizza celebration.
He
goes over to the stands, grabs a pizza, and they all start eating pizza for goals.
He needs somebody. He needs a plant in the crowd with a slice of pizza just waiting for him behind either goal, right? Like they got to move to the other side, just waiting.
Oh, no. If he gets a red card in this game, he's got to pull the move where he goes up to the stands, orders a pizza, and then goes and gets a ticket to sit in the absolute closest seat you can to the bench, right? And just sits there in full kit with the pizza, just eating and watching the rest of the game.
Yes. If you get a red card, are you allowed to go into the stand?
Well, yeah, you would go to the locker room, then exit the locker room, go up to the stands, then come back down. He's a civilian then at that point.
That's a good point.
All right.
I need the social media team to somehow get us a photo of Matt Miazga walking in a hallway. Ideally holding a pizza, but I won't be picky here.
You know, they do the lineup graphic and they'll always have a player. Like that one should just be Miazga holding like a box of whoever the pizza sponsor is for the FC in full kit.
La Rosa.
Just like, like, or get them to do one of those pizzas where like the pepperoni is made in the shape of a heart and just show that off too.
Maybe just fuzzy footage from a security camera.
You know,
the lineup is a black and white down the hallway.
And the actual lineup itself is obscuring what's going on, but all you can see is the hallway very clearly. Like you know what this footage is, but it's not showing you anything because we're seeing who the starting 11 are.
It's being censored, yes, by the lineup graphic. That's great. I don't know where Roman is health-wise, but if he is for whatever reason unable to go, very exciting that we could have Evan and Miazga and Barlow, all former Red Bull players, starting in this game. And that's exciting. I like that. Answering
the age-old question, can a bunch of Red Bulls win at home?
It's a good question because it is very up in the air these days. Is that the only Red Bull connections we have? Sure.
Yeah. Frankie Amaya is like in Montreal now?
Well,
so just missed him.
Oh.
On the roster, I think it's the only Red Bull connections we have.
Yeah. What would we have taken Frankie Amaya? Let's just assume for a moment we could have taken take the GAM out of the equation. Say we could have tendered an offer here. Would we have wanted him?
He would absolutely help the team right now.
I think so.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Proven MLS midfield, even if it's just depth. Yeah, no, that would have been a huge help.
Damn.
He's an asshole, but I'd take the help.
Man.
Maybe he's better now.
Been like,
apparently his deal with Montreal fell through.
Oh, great.
So he's just kind of in limbo right now.
Distressed asset for cheap.
Hometown discount. I know he wants to come back. He loved it here. The fans love him.
If we promise to be nice.
I mean, the Brenner redemption story was the kind of the low key story of 2025. The Frankie redemption story, it could fill a Brenner sized hole in our hearts, perhaps.
Okay, so Frankie, obviously, we need to fix. We need to mend that.
We can fix him.
There may be no fixing it. We got to mend the relationship. Lucho Acosta, obviously, our white whale out there. Are there any other like broken relationships?
Tommy Heineman.
Oh yeah, we do need to make good with Heineman. Although Heineman is organized labor official with USL was,
and for that reason, Carl Linder III is out.
Yeah, I was going to say it's going to be a tough one to mend. Is there anybody else that we're? Oh, Patty Barrett. I think there's some hard feelings with Patty Barrett. So what is he up to? Is he still playing? Surely not.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
We're going to retire him.
Like that's not ominous.
We're going to retire him.
We're going to retire him. It's a career versus career match live at Backlash.
Okay. Wikipedia says he still plays for this team. I am on the team.
This is a Sunday League team.
It might be. Although the team has a Wikipedia article. Oh, he's still playing, and he's the captain. What is the name of this team? They are the Shelburne FC. Look at that. Shelburne FC. He is still playing. Where are we right now? The Shells is their nickname, of course. Shelburne Football Club. Yeah, 131 years old. Current season, where are we at? League of Ireland Premier Division. Oh my God, he could be facing off against
that other Irish team.
No, the goalkeeper that we sent out there.
Yeah, plays for
Paul Walters,
Bohemians.
Paul Walters, Jesus, yes. Wow, this is exciting.
So Paul Walters can mend this fence.
Paul Walters, you have a mission.
Paul Walters, the peacekeeper.
They played to a 0-0 draw on March 16th. They play again on May 4th.
All right.
May the 4th be with him.
Oh my God, do you think they're doing a Star Wars giveaway that day?
Sure.
There's like every sports team on the planet does a Star Wars giveaway on May 4th. Like it is the true hallmark holiday of our generation when it comes to fan giveaways at sporting events.
Yes, it really is. Dress up as Star Wars characters nights at the ballpark. It's a classic. Damn, they are
neither of them played.
Oh. His team website said he's the captain.
Was that like honorary? Like they're just being nice to the guy because he's actually Irish.
I'm looking at Fat Mob. It does look like, I don't know. He appears to be injured. He got a knock on February 19th. His expected return is unknown.
Oh. 32 years old. His previous team, St. Patrick's Athletic.
Yeah. When you're injured in the Irish League, do you just leave the field without telling anyone?
Yes, that's how it works. Just walk
no
out.
one would know anyway.
Right.
Predictions for New York Red Bull FC Cincinnati. What are we thinking? Damon, you're our guest.
I'm going to go with the tried and true 1-0 FC Cincinnati.
That feels like a great result for us right about now. Chief.
1-1 draw.
I think I'll take it. Depends on how that goes. Grayson?
This is no lie. I had a dream last night that we won this game 3-0. So I'm going 3-0.
Hell yeah. How do we score the goals?
Yeah.
I didn't see them. So it was in the dream.
Well, you were
you were
skiing and then you checked the scores after you got down the mountain.
Exactly. And I saw it was 3-0 and my heart sank. And then I realized it was 3-0 to the FC.
Oh, that's great. An emotional roller coaster. Your dreams are well written.
Then Grayson gave a contented smile, pulled the goggles back down, and took the lift back up the mountain.
Probably. Yeah.
Surely you don't need the lift in a dream, but
the lift seems like the most fun part of skiing.
Just sitting, saying hi to everybody that goes by. Hi.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
It's like, do you want to get off? No, I'm going to ride it back down too.
I only paid for the lift ticket. So
yeah, I bought a lift ticket. Didn't buy a ski ticket.
2-0, in case anybody was wondering. That's my prediction. So there you go. I know. Anyway, let's get over to part 3. Let's get into the film room. All right, let's do this. Where we are tearing apart, or breaking down, or analyzing,
or bringing up.
We're building up the new Super Mario Brothers movie.
No, the old new Super Mario Brothers movie, because the new Super Mario Brothers movie just came out today as you're listening to this. We have not seen the new Super Mario Brothers movie.
You know who has seen it?
Former NBA star,
Scott Pollard.
Yeah.
No, this is part 3 content. Wait, stop. We're going to part 3. All right, we're back in part 3. My God. Who saw this movie, Grayson?
Former longtime NBA 13th man, Scott Pollard.
13th man's a good spot to have.
He
played dozens of minutes in his career.
He inspired lots of takes about whether NBA teams were disproportionately using the last spot on their roster on white dudes to have white dudes on the teams. But he wrote, watching the new Mario Brother movie with my wife and my son. And let me tell you, I'd rather watch 15 dogs, we'll say poop, on my lawn.
I mean, to be fair, watching dogs poop on your lawn is kind of funny.
15 dogs all simultaneously.
All at the same time. That would be wow. That's a level of synchronization. That'd be pretty neat, actually.
So first reviews are in for the new Mario movie.
I'm cracking up that we wasted 45 minutes of Damon's life, and as soon as we got to movie talk, he's frozen for me. I don't know what you're doing, David.
Well, no, it's the Mario segment. Tell him to pull the cartridge out, blow on it, and put it back in. It'll be fine.
Okay, so the first review is in on sort of a hierarchy. We have former NBA player ranking this below 15 dogs simultaneously shitting on your yard. That seems like an interesting take. But no, Chief, I'm glad you brought up the new Super Mario Brothers movie, because that is almost exactly how my conversation with Damon went earlier this week, where I said,
you said it in a weird way.
I think I said a good job. I think I said a good job. Hang on.
You're not helping your case here about clear communication, buddy.
He said, what do I need to get ready for this? I said, the new Super Mario movie. I said, you should also probably watch the old Super Mario movie if you can. We watched the original one a while ago. And Damon writes, bet, what day is the recording? Because I can go see that movie on Wednesday after work. And I said, sorry, not the new one, the old new one. Chris Pratt Mario 1 is how I described it. So there you go. Chris Pratt Mario 1.
I feel vindicated, because that was fucking a weird way to phrase that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I say the Super Mario Brothers movie, if you just hear that,
Super Mario 1.
But that's no, because that's the other one.
Nobody's thinking about that one.
I'm thinking about that. I'm always thinking about that one. I think about that a lot. Like once a week now, I think about that movie, having seen it. As Kevin pointed out, 300 episodes of this fucking show ago.
I saw episode 37. Oh, that was a while ago. Where are we at now? 345 or something. Jesus. God damn.
So the first of the new animated Super Mario Brothers movie, the Super Mario Brothers movie, as opposed to the new Super Mario Brothers movie, which is actually Super Mario Galaxy, that was compared to 15 dogs shitting on a lawn.
Yeah.
I do appreciate a subtitle or like a title change that helps me figure out like which one we're talking about. So that is nice. Let me throw a take out there, and I'm curious what thoughts are on this. I think it's weird that there are established voice actors for most, if not all, of these characters, and that the studios still go out of their way to make, frankly, bizarre casting decisions for all of the voices of these characters. Yeah. Does anybody else have this thought, or do we not care?
I don't care, but also like the guy that does the Mario voice it's just kind of it's like a person doing a caricature of an Italian person. And I don't think anyone's here to listen to that for even a quick 90-minute runtime. I think that would get really grating just to hear someone going, "It's a me, Mario." Like that wasn't going to work at any point. And they cast famous people as the Avengers too. They didn't go and, they have, an established comic book look that we're going for. It's like, no, I would rather have Robert Downey Jr. do this and we'll just draw the comic a different way.
They cast Robert Downey Jr. at like the nadir of his career.
That's accurate.
As Iron Man. Yeah. And then they cast, I guess, somewhat famous person at the time, Scarlett Johansson, as Black Widow. Mm-hmm. But like when they cast Thor, all Chris Hemsworth had done was like the beginning scene of the Star Trek reboot.
Right. And then like they cast his girlfriend, like Luke Skywalker's mom was his love interest in the movie.
Yeah, but she wasn't Thor.
She was not
a
Thor.
Character most people were not familiar with.
Well, actually, she was Thor. At one point.
Yeah.
Is she Thor now? Spoilers for, I guess, 20
she's dead now.
No, she's dead.
Oh. Okay, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
I haven't kept up with
I think that I think I probably would have enjoyed the movie probably more if it had been like a usual Mario voice the whole time. Because I like interesting choices, and that would have been one in the movie.
I appreciate the fake out where they do the TV commercial where you think like, fuck, are they doing this voice the whole time?
That annoyed me because now it made it weird.
Yeah,
right. They're like we're not doing it. We're not doing it because it would be weird to have for the whole movie, but also there's this guy where that is his real voice, and actually real Italians are like that, by the way.
The sounds come from somewhere. Yes.
The guy that does the Mario voice was the dude playing the arcade machine. I think, the Jumpman arcade machine, which was very funny as a just sort of inside. Oh, that's what Mario was called before they gave him the name Mario, when he was just the dude that was terrorizing Donkey Kong, who was just minding his business at the top of a tower.
But Kevin, to kind of address your specific point, because I also have that note generally where like we don't need famous people to be doing these voice roles. Like all the famous, or a lot of the animated movies we watch as kids that are like movies that are like the most like beloved animated movies of all time, you would not recognize any of their actors. Like the biggest name in Beauty and the Beast is like Jerry Orbach.
Right. There's usually, but like Disney got into a thing where there was like one, where like Aladdin, you had Robin Williams.
Aladdin, you had Robin Williams, right? And then
James Earl Jones was in The Lion.
The Lion King had a bigger
Jeremy
cast. It
Irons.
had Jeremy Irons, James Earl Jones, Jonathan Taylor Thomas was like a big name at the time. Matthew Broderick, good pull.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Damon, Whoopi Goldberg, Cheech and Chong, and Nathan Lane.
Nathan Lane,
the other guy.
Nathan Lane.
Daryl Sabara, is that his name? Not Daryl Sabara.
That's a
Ernie
pizza place.
Sabella.
You could tell
Frank
me
Sabacca.
any name. That was Ziggy. Actually, Ziggy did that one.
Little known fact about Timon and Pumbaa: they retired to Baltimore afterwards and had a really famous career as a bunch of stevedores.
Yeah. But the reason they do it now in every single animated movie that comes out is so that you can get all these social media videos of like these very famous people sitting around, like being goofy or whatever. Yeah, right. Like
doing the YouTube circuit.
Yeah. See, I don't have a problem, generally speaking, with someone doing these voices. I just think that like the caliber of person you're looking for is not Chris Pratt. And this isn't like a political commentary on Chris Pratt himself. It's just more like
Ernie Sabella.
Ernie Sabella.
That was one of the names I mentioned.
That is also a name. That is also a name that exists in this world.
Ernie Sabella, I think, was on a Saved by the Bell 2-parter. I think he may have played the father of Zach Morris's love interest when they went to Hawaii.
Grayson, what the hell?
He's on IMDb right now and just looking at this and saying, like, I think it's
that.
I'm verifying it now.
See,
you're
like,
not supposed to know that.
The caliber of like celebrity that you're looking for here is, and this is, tying into the new Super Mario movie, is like Glenn Powell is the voice of Fox McCloud. Like that's the level of celebrity I'm looking for doing this sort of thing, where it's less, oh, this guy was one of the Guardians of the Galaxy, and more of a, hey, it's that guy. Like, he's almost gotten too popular for his own good now, but like the voice I'm looking for in a movie like this is like Walton Goggins is the person who I'm looking for, like at that level where it's like, oh, I kind of recognize this voice, but it's not like, oh, that's TV's Chris Pratt doing the voice right here. And I thought that, like, that's why I thought the Luigi character worked a little better than Mario, because it's comparatively not quite as famous of a person doing the voice.
Yeah, it did take me like a couple of lines before I settled on Charlie Day being Luigi.
Yeah. There's a couple of them, like Charlie Day as like a comedic actor, I think does well with voices versus like a more serious actor. I think that works better. I like the idea of like voice actors getting work and being famous themselves.
Well, I mean,
Alan Tudyk,
you had
a real
like
career.
Well, I think you had like John DiMaggio, I think, was in this as at least one of the characters, and he's like, basically it's like he's a who's who of like, if you've ever seen like anything that's animated that didn't have a famous person, the odds are either John DiMaggio or Billy West was doing the voice. So I do agree from that standpoint that Grayson's overall take, like, it doesn't bother me, but nobody knows who did the voice of Aladdin, or nobody knows like off the top of their head who was Ariel's voice in The Little Mermaid.
The voice of Aladdin, was that Kirk Cameron's buddy on Growing Pains?
They mined Broadway talent during that era. Was
it James Marsden's brother?
I don't know.
As I said, I couldn't tell you who was the voice of Aladdin.
That was kind of Chief's point, is that we would not be able to answer these questions.
Right. Like I could name you Gilbert Gottfried as Iago. I couldn't tell you who the hell was Aladdin and Jasmine for the life of me.
Or Raj the tiger, for that matter.
Did Raj talk?
No.
The voice of the carpet.
My favorite Disney character is the carpet.
It was Steve from Full House.
Wait, Steve from Full House was Aladdin?
Yeah. Yes.
Wow.
Damn.
Bob Saget got screwed. He worked a little too blue for a Disney movie, I guess. I don't know.
They gave him America's Funniest Home Videos. He's okay.
Clearly.
Robin Williams worked blue.
Yes, he did.
But he was Robin Williams. Like, he was extremely famous at the time.
Yeah, not enough people talk about how creepy the plot of Miss Doubtfire is when you
not worried about it.
No. All right, fair enough.
It's none of my business.
Right. The funny part about this Mario movie when I was watching it is that I was more entertained by the movie right up until the part they left Brooklyn. Like, the part in Brooklyn was actually like, oh, okay, this is kind of, this is kind of kitschy. But then, like, they get to the Mushroom Kingdom, and what I will say about the original Mario movie that we reviewed way back in the day is that it had something to say. I don't know that like anyone was ready for what it had to say or that the directors understood what they were trying to say, but something was being said. Whereas with this movie, like there wasn't even like a kitschy kids plot of believe in yourself, or it was just sort of Luigi and Mario get separated. Mario like meets Toad, goes to see the princess, overcomes. She immediately is like, yeah, I'll give you a chance to come with me. There's no like even chance that wasn't going to happen. She sets him up on an obstacle course that he fails at. And she's like, it doesn't matter that you failed. You tried. Let's go. Like, there's no like, there was never a point in this movie where they even did like the step back of this isn't going to work, or I have to overcome something to do this. It just sort of was like more interested in going from set piece to set piece and being like, hey, you love Donkey Kong? Here's Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. It's like, yeah, I do love Donkey Kong. That is kind of cool. But like it felt like the movie was so on rails to do this that there was no real stakes at any point.
I didn't need Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. I especially didn't need the Seth Rogen laugh coming out of Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong apparently was like a 6-pack a day smoker his entire life.
On the Brooklyn part, I thought it was weird that like nobody seemed to notice they were like Gary Coleman's until they got to Mushroom Land. You know what I mean? Like nobody remarks on their height until they're in the fantastical world where why would like a short person be any weirder than like a talking turtle or mushroom?
That's a good point. I didn't even think of that.
But the whole thing with the like Brooklyn stuff and the struggling plumber business, there's no reason to do that in this Mario movie, except that they also did it in the 90s Mario movie at the beginning. And the original 90s Mario movie did it better because Mario's a good plumber in the 90s Mario movie.
He's very good.
He's not a good plumber in this movie.
Well, that was never like they have to do the plumber thing because that's like Mario. Ostensibly Mario's trade. The pipes thing doesn't make sense unless Mario is a plumber.
Like what I love about the 90s Mario movie is it's like it's made by people who only know that Mario and Luigi are plumbers and brothers, right?
And from Brooklyn.
They said, and these are the other characters, go nuts, right? And so at the end of the 90s,
what a Goomba is.
Here's Donald Trump as Bowser.
It is. At the end of the 90s Mario movie, like they do have to plumb their way out of it a bit. Like they do some plumbing in like the climax of the movie.
Yeah.
Right. Like them being plumbers and being good plumbers factors in to the characters and the plot in a way that like in this one, it's like, why do they want to be plumbers? They suck at it.
I mean, they also aren't great until they get the star. They're not great at like fighting Bowser either. So
yeah, but they're not supposed to be able to fight like a dragon.
I don't know. I can distinctly remember as a kid always beating the dragon as Mario.
But they fell into that in the movie. They chose to. They were like, this is how we're going to make our living. We're going to start a plumbing business, and be plumbers, even though we don't have enough tools and we don't know what we're doing.
The other thing I really had a problem with in this movie, and like overall, like I know Grayson didn't like it because Grayson hates everything, but except Rebel Moon and things nominated for Academy Awards
and the original 90s Mario movie, but everybody
loves the original 90s.
Entertaining.
Yeah. overall, I did enjoy this movie just from a pure nostalgia and like, ooh, that's an Easter egg 90 times a second.
Yeah.
It very much felt in this movie like they didn't expect it to be successful because they damn sure tried to cram everything into one movie. Like, save the Mario Kart stuff for the sequel. Like, we don't need you to go to Rainbow Road in movie 1. Like, you can just have fun with the Mario World, Mario Land, Mario Brothers tropes. We don't even need to get in to the other stuff. But it was like, they felt like if we don't include all of this Mario stuff, we will never get a chance to make this because this is never happening again. It's like there was no world where this movie wasn't going to make $1 billion. You could have saved some of that.
Yeah. Damon,
what do you think about the movie?
Yeah. Give us some thoughts.
I have differing opinions than what has previously been said.
Great.
I don't like the Brooklyn parts. Like,
I
didn't think the movie really started get going until they got to Mushroom Kingdom. I loved all the Mushroom Kingdom stuff. I don't think I laughed really hard at a joke. Like, I chuckled throughout the movie until we got to the blue flame of death. The little blue flame that was existential dread, basically.
Oh, yeah.
I laugh out loud the entire time that character is on screen. I do think there is, like, something they're trying to say. I just think they did a really shitty job of it. And it's like preaching, like, never giving up on, like never giving up the fight. Because as he's fighting Donkey Kong, he's getting the shit kicked out of him just repeatedly. And he keeps getting up. He keeps going back in. He keeps trying. Eventually, like, wears him down and wins. Same thing with Bowser. He's getting his shit tossed. And then, like, he, for half a second, and I only remember this because literally finished watching the movie 10 minutes before Kevin texted me to come on here. It's because he, like, starts to, like, think about giving up because he's getting just demolished in Brooklyn by this giant turtle dragon, and, like, sees the commercial that they had made at the beginning of the movie, and it kind of, like, gives him that, like, motivation to keep going because he's like, you know, I have to, we quit our jobs to do this plumbing thing. We didn't give up then. Why would I give up now when faced with all this? So it wasn't good, but they did try. They at least tried to say something. It just wasn't very good because it kind of felt shoehorned in at certain points. And then immediately after they beat the boss battle, the movie's just over. Like, they didn't like wrap anything up. It's just like, all right, they won, bosses beat, and end.
Back to being shitty plumbers.
Yeah, like, what the fuck?
But shitty plumbers in the Mushroom Kingdom now. We have relocated. We have recreated our shitty apartment in Brooklyn in the Mushroom Kingdom.
Aren't they just staying in the Mushroom Kingdom, but they're then taking the pipe back?
I think they're going back and forth. Because
they commute?
I think they're helping.
They commute.
They're helping, like, rebuild after Bowser destroyed everything.
Is that like a 9/11 moment for New York that, like, an entire borough was wiped out by Bowser's castle?
It is interesting that both the Avengers and now Super Mario have sort of had to grapple.
The event dropped an island on a habitated city. Like, that was that the Sokovia Accords maybe for the Smash Brothers now.
Super Smash Brothers Melee is actually just a long political movie in negotiating how Samus and Link are allowed to operate.
Right. If they're living in the Mushroom Kingdom and commuting to Brooklyn, why wouldn't they build someplace with a little more square footage? Now that they're not restricted,
they're still living together too. Like, it's just two dudes. They're two brothers just hanging out with themselves, like grown ass men.
And not to go full 90s movie Donald Trump Bowser here, but build housing and rent it. I mean, if you've got the commute, like,
I mean, what's more 90s version of Super Mario Brothers villain then we're knocking down, the working class part of a city to make room for more development.
It actually reminds me of the plot of the Doom reboot in 2016. I really love this. A portal to hell opens on Mars. We have a space base on Mars. Portal to hell opens, releases all these demons. It's a big problem. And the big evil company goes, it's pretty hot in hell. We can harvest that for energy. And so the plot of the game is the company is trying to run power plants in hell for a cheap energy source to sell electricity. And I really like that.
Also, the entire plot of the Wheel of Time series as well, if you want to get really nerdy about it.
That would be cool if like the Super Mario's Galaxy had like a Chinatown like subplot. or Roger Rabbit. You know?
Actually.
Yeah. Roger Rabbit would actually slap. Yeah.
Like what if
if they're going to do like the many worlds theory of the Nintendo Cinematic Universe, is there a reality where Mario visits his parallel universe self from the Mario Brothers 90s movie?
They have to. If they don't,
isn't Bob Hoskins dead?
Bob Hoskins,
yeah,
it doesn't matter. We have AI. Like we can fix this.
I don't think Bob Hoskins would be supportive of that.
Bob Hoskins would in absolutely no way be supportive of that. He would hate the very concept. Unfortunately, he's not around to protest.
Yeah, sadly, it seems to fall to the estate, and the estate goes, "You're talking how much money?
How many?
He would have loved this.
$20? Yeah, no, his memory must live on."
So, Damon, let me ask you this question as a sort of broader movie question. How do you feel about this movie as a video game adaptation? We've seen lots of different versions of video game adaptations, from the Resident Evil movies, just sort of borrowing the name, I guess, to what was it, the Final Fantasy movie, Chief, many moons ago, that just thought, hey, let's just build the whole thing out of a cutscene,
and then I think run our company bankrupt.
Final Fantasy.
It's a good looking movie, though.
That would actually be a movie that would like be one that I would be interested in watching again, because I saw it when it came out, and I'm curious how the tech looks now compared to like the I
remember not loving it, but thinking it looked pretty cool in relation to like other computer animated movies at the time.
It felt like it also had something to say, which again maybe was disjointed, but I don't recall anything about the movie other than seeing it and like
Alec
vaguely
Baldwin
enjoying
does
it.
A voice in it?
Yeah, Alec Baldwin
voices Ben Affleck. The guy, the character art
looks like Ben Affleck.
But it's Alec Baldwin's voice.
Alec Baldwin's voice, yeah.
Brilliant. But Damon, as a video game adaptation, how do we feel about the Mario?
They should have made Mario look like Chris Pratt, and then just hired like Roberto Benigni to do his voice.
It's got to be
if you go online,
season 1 Parks and Rec.
If you go online, someone has done the video's out there, and it's cursed. A recreation of the first level of Super Mario Brothers, but in 3D, and Chris Pratt as the main character dressed like Mario. It is a cursed piece of footage.
No, I don't like that.
It's good.
That's like The Ring. I'm not watching that.
No.
It's going to show up in your house.
That grounds me. Yeah. But yeah, Damon, as an adaptation, go.
I think the bar is so low that it kind of...
This is accurate.
It gets over it pretty easily. I mean, it is essentially like 90% fan service and 10% plot. So
yeah,
it works. Like, that's all you really wanted. You just wanted to see Mario fight Donkey Kong and them do Double Dash and or Mario Kart, and like pseudo do a Smash Brothers fight scene and all that. Like, that's just what you wanted. You didn't care that literally nothing makes sense in the entire movie.
Right. Or that there was any sort of real overarching attempt to tell a story. Yeah. Well, I mean, you're right. It's not a high bar to clear. Like, I'm trying to, as you asked that, Kevin, I was trying to think like, what are the best video game movie adaptations? it's basically like the new Mortal Kombat was very watchable. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I liked the Silent Hill movie just because I thought it was they had an idea in terms of atmosphere they were going for. I couldn't tell you a thing about the storyline.
You say you might be alone in that, but I understand atmosphere. Makes sense.
Sean Bean lives through the entire movie, which is a rarity for him.
Kind of that works as a twist. I think is good to sort of like have him dangling out there.
But like the rest of them are all kind of dog shit.
Television shows have done better recently. Fallout, Last of Us, even Twisted Metal, I think got generally
I've heard good things.
Okay.
First season was really fun. I didn't watch the second season. The first season's pretty fun.
So I'm not like, this is not like a full throated endorsement or anything, but I did watch the like the Sonic movie on a plane a couple years ago.
Heard it's good. Yeah, I've heard that's good.
And like it was fine. I mean, it wasn't. I wouldn't say quote unquote like good, but I found it much more enjoyable to watch than this movie. Like there was a couple moments in the Sonic movie that I like chuckled a little bit. You know, there's they make good use of like having some human characters and like, you know, for whatever it's worth, and which is frankly not all that much. Like Jim Carrey does a nice job.
Yeah, it's the only thing it's the only thing he does now too. Like he's retired from Hollywood except to play Dr. Robotnik.
Yep,
and Ben Schwartz,
Mr. Eggman,
is incredible.
Doctor
Eggman.
I'll watch anything with Ben Schwartz in it.
So yeah, no, I mean overall, like I'm trying to think of like other things that I liked. I enjoyed that they stuck true to this world has power ups, and as soon as you take a hit, your power up goes away. I was like, okay, I would not have incorporated that into the movie, and I thought it was clever that they made that a recurring plot point that your superpower goes away when you get hit by something.
It let them cycle through so many of them in the movie where you can see different ones over and over again.
Yeah, again, to the point of there won't be another movie quick.
Let's get them all in. Yeah.
What did we not get? The frog suit? And
we didn't get the frog suit. The raccoon suit did not turn into stone. That was a miss. The Hammer Brothers suit we did not get.
True.
We got the cape in the commercial. And then we got the raccoon tail in the movie, in the actual like real world. So yeah, we were hitting some high notes here.
Out there, I feel compelled to tell you it's the Tanuki suit.
The Tanuki suit. Yeah, no, we know. Okay. I just assumed everyone knew that, and I didn't feel like the need to tell anyone.
I wanted to make sure people knew we had our nerd cards.
There is though they did write themselves into a little paradox of sorts here. If you would note that Mario on top of his television has a model of the R-Wing from Star Fox, and yet he will meet the actual Fox McCloud in this upcoming movie. So is Fox McCloud fiction or is Fox McCloud real? Many people wondering now.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I'm also curious, why set it in New York? And
because the first one was set there. And
is that
Italian.
Yeah, there's only one place Italians live in America. It's Brooklyn.
It's Brooklyn, New York.
I mean, come on, everybody knows this. The whole story has been that with Italy not qualifying for the World Cup, suddenly everyone in New York and New Jersey needs a team to root for.
Yeah.
That's a good point. The United States isn't going to cut it for them. I really wish
tough week for Cardinal Pizzaballa. It's a real guy, though.
I saw somebody made this post online that now that we got Chicago Pope, Italy is suddenly a baseball country now.
Yeah,
so they've given up on soccer.
Yeah, noticing.
There you go. Is there anything else we need to talk about with this movie before we bid it adieu?
I'll go see the next one, but that's mostly because I want to see Star Fox. That's the only thing I give a shit about. I'll walk out after that happens.
I'm curious what their plan is after this, though.
I'm what I'm bummed about more than anything else is that I think that look, I'm of the right age that like I think a Nintendo cinematic universe would go. I would enjoy seeing that. You got to make better movies if that's going to happen. Like, people forget that, everyone considers the Marvel stuff all bloated now. The original run of movies they did were fairly critically acclaimed. Like, none of them were going to be a contender for Best Picture, but they all were. People liked them. People enjoyed them.
Black Panther nominated?
Black Panther was nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah.
But
that wasn't one of the.
Angela Bassett was nominated for at least one of them for supporting actress.
One.
I think you're right that she was nominated for the second one.
Yeah, but I'm talking like the original run of Marvel movies. I'm talking like, Iron Man 1, the first Avengers. Yeah, the first Avengers. Like the original ones that sort of set the universe in play to have like this greater connected universe. They were all pretty well received to the point where like your average moviegoer would be like, yeah, I can drag someone else to see this because it's like a decent movie on top of being a comic book movie. This one, and apparently by the reviews, the new one, they exist solely to be, hey, this is Mario, come take your kids to see Mario. And I wish that wasn't the case, because I think that there could be some cool stuff you could do with a lot of these properties. Like the new Zelda movie is going to be dog shit. Like I can already tell you what the Rotten Tomatoes scores on that's going to be just from looking at the stills in production. But I wish these were a little better movies overall.
Yeah, I mean, the worst Marvel movie is better than this.
Yeah, by a long shot.
And there's some really, really bad Marvel movies.
What's the worst one? Is it
Eternals? Was bad.
Eternals is not better than this because it's longer.
Yeah, Eternals is bad.
I don't think I enjoyed a second of Eternals.
The last Captain America.
Oh,
no, the last Captain America that didn't have Chris Evans in it.
Yeah, that one was
not good.
The worst piece of shit that I've seen from Marvel.
Iron Man 3 low-key sucked too.
I liked Iron Man 3. We got some Shane Black stuff going on there.
Yeah. Iron Man 3 is okay. Iron Man 2 is
Iron Man 2 is really bad.
Thor
2 was quite bad.
Thor 2 was bad.
Trash.
Was not good.
I also thought Thor 4 was really bad.
Is that the most recent one?
Love and Thunder.
Yeah, it was fine. I didn't hate it. I wasn't offended by it the way I was like the Eternals.
Eternals is so bad.
I always forget about Eternals, man. I can't believe that happened.
I think a lot of the people that made that movie want to forget about the Eternals.
The existence of the Eternals movie fucks up everything too. Like, oh yeah, no, these guys have just been like ultra powerful, just sort of hanging around. And also there's like a 50-foot or a 500-foot touching into space.
And they make that a plot point in the new Captain America movie, and it sucks.
Oh Jesus, do they?
Yeah.
At least they bring it up. Like they didn't just like forget that it happened.
The Marvels was terrible, but the Marvels was brave in a way that these other movies aren't. Like the Marvels is like, we're going to go to a planet where everybody talks in song, right? And you like write it and you're like, yeah, there's a really good chance this is bad if we don't pull it off. And you don't pull it off and it is bad. But you tried something,
Yeah.
Artistic. I like it.
Well, there you have it. I don't know. Love Mario. Fuck Columbus.
The Cincy Postcast is a production of The Post Cincy. You can check us out online at thepostcincy.com. You can also follow us on Twitter and Blue Sky, Facebook, and Instagram. Twitter and Blue Sky, though, you'll find we're a little more active than the other places. We're also on YouTube, where you can listen to this episode if you aren't listening to it already. We are also putting up video content semi-regularly, including the Away Days series. We want to give a huge thank you to Jim Trace and the Makers for providing the music for this episode. They are a lovely band, and you can find more information out about them in the description of this episode. And if you happen to enjoy what you just heard, can I please ask that you like us, that you rate us on whatever app you're listening to, and maybe more importantly than all of that, share this episode with a friend. When it comes up at work, you're talking about FC Cincinnati, I say, hey, I listened to an FC Cincinnati podcast. I think you guys will like it. It would really, really help us out. Nothing helps a podcast travel more than a good recommendation from a friend, family member. That would be awesome. When it comes to the sorting algorithms that control our lives, a 5-star review would be much appreciated. Also, leaving a sort of written review weirdly does more than that. That's how the algorithms work. So maybe say a nice or a mean thing, whatever. Just as long as you give us 5 stars, that'll really, really, really help us out. And if you are looking for more MLS content, check out our other podcast, The World's Gam. Again, a link will be in the description of this episode. That is where we touch on league-wide storylines and news, and we talk about other games and a couple other teams in there as well. I think you will enjoy it if you are just dipping your toes into Major League Soccer. A huge thank you to all of our sponsors. A even bigger thank you to all of our patrons over at Patreon. But maybe most importantly, thank you for listening to this episode.